Oh man, we were so stoked when they were telling us that they were going on tour. We were kind of envious. We were saying we wish we could go on the tour.
In the Psycho camp, we were kind of discussing touring and who we wanted to tour with, and we had come up with like a few different names of like people we wanted to ask. Chris and Joey had experience in DVT, so I was like, well, that would be really helpful. They're actually a fucking really good pick, and we like their music and stuff, and I've known them for like over a decade probably.
In DVT, yeah, that was our first tour. We didn't know much about what we were doing at that time. I just had like basic tips from going on Reddit and YouTube. Then our band manager at the time, Eric Dow from Hellsot, he was our manager, and he also booked the tour with us with his band. So he gave us tips, as well as everyone else from Hellsot. And a lot of what they told us, we tried to apply that to this tour too.
We were just like, let's just ask Split Image.
Split Image played a benefit show for Joey Marsh's brother, who had recently passed.
We played that show for my brother's benefit, or memorial, not really benefit.
Joey comes up. He comes up to me, and all the guys in Split were there as well. Then he just said,
"Hey, do you guys want to like go on tour and like see how it goes?"
And I looked at him and said, "Yes, no fucking questions asked."
My mindset was like, it can't get any worse than the first one.
They were like really responsive to it, especially Christian. And he was like, "Yeah, dude, when do you guys want to fucking meet up and talk about this?"
Well, I just saved a lot of money. I already had money saved up because we were supposed to like do this a year ago, and then the year prior before that too. So it was a long time coming, so I was fine.
Yeah, there's a picture on Instagram that Chris took of all of us together the night that we planned it all out. And I was actually wearing this same shirt, now I think about it.
And discussed like where we wanted to go and the route in which we wanted to do it and how many shows and how long the tour, and we pretty much planned out everything that we eventually got done that night.
That was good because we wanted to do it. We wanted to go on tour, but we never actually put a date to it. So when Joey Marsh came up, it felt like, this is a push to actually do it, and he wants to go. He wants to come with us too. It was like, wow, we finally get to go on the road.
The Kickoff Show, it went really well for Split. For Psycho, they weren't able to play.
So Split Image was playing, and while they were playing, I guess the members of Corpus decided to fucking start lighting off fireworks in the middle of the pit.
Dynamic duo between the two of us.
I mean, yeah, the first one was cool. Then the second one, they just kept doing it.
Initially, we were going to do it probably at the end of the show, and not thinking, we're like, let's hop right in the middle of the pit and get the launcher out and just get wild. And there's all these kids circle pitting around us. Buck and I just...
I told you guys, I was like, dude, wait till the end, wait till the end.
So, long story short, we start fucking firing these babies off, dude, and
they were huge.
Dude, they're...
Disneyland.
Yeah.
They lit up so many different fireworks.
As soon as I saw the fireworks, I was like, all right, yeah, like it's a fucking race against the clock now because the cops are on their way.
And then during Psycho Mantis' set, I think even before they started playing, the cops rolled up.
One of the neighbors just threatened to call the cops.
I didn't think about this either, that someone would complain. I thought it would be okay too, to be honest, but someone did.
As soon as I finished like setting up my rig and like was about to like check my tuning, the fucking cops pulled up.
And after a little bit of like negotiating with the cops and everything, basically they're like, dude, you gotta fucking shut the show down.
That's like the third or fourth time in our history that the cops have showed up like while we're fucking setting up.
Fortunately, Psycho Mantis and Happy and Hemet didn't get to play that night.
It's all good, Corpus. Psycho Mantis is good.
The intentions were great, dude. We were just hyped. It was the kickoff show of the tour. We were fucking ready to party and have a good time.
First day of tour is typically the most stressful, especially having all the equipment and whatnot, bringing it to the show, getting it all packed up way beforehand.
Jared and Soleil's involvement in Split Image. Originally, Soleil is a guitarist. However, when it came to her joining the band, we were in need of a bassist, and she was willing to fill that role. She was willing to play the bass and pick that up, even though guitar was her specialty. Jared wasn't, well, at least he didn't consider himself a lead guitarist. However, later down the line, he started adding little licks here and there whenever it came to the composition of music or whatever we played. and ended up just becoming the lead guitarist. They're both very, very good musicians. When it comes to the dynamics of the band, when it came to tour, I booked a good portion of the tour, going across the West Coast, you know, going from California, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, Arizona, and then back home. So it was me and Joey Marsh as well. So we were both coordinating what shows to book, what the logistics are going to be. And when it came to finances and whatnot, I consulted with my brother, Joey, and also Armand.
I was basically like the accountant for the band. I was handling all the money and calculating how much we've spent on gas and like how much we made. I definitely took care of all of the money stuff.
Every merch sale that we made helped pay for our gas and our food. That shit is so important. Not only merch sales, but also getting paid by the venues. The price that we are paid when it comes to the promoter and the venue is determined upon the heads that show up to the shows.
She's literally calling the place. Person looking at the fucking person at the same time. Person, she's on the phone with the person. So late.
It exceeded my expectations. The place was a little smaller than I anticipated, but it was amazing. A lot of family and friends there.
Yeah, that was like one of the sickest. That probably was the best LA show we've ever played.
The actual first day of tour was today in Canoga Park, and now we're at the Best Western. Just checked out.
Let me get my DC motherfucking slides.
We were all in a group message, a group messenger in Instagram, and we all sent each other dumb shit.
So a very special picture. Not everybody got to see it. It was
I did.
Limited edition, one time only. Joey sent a very nice picture of me taking a shit.
I was peacefully excavating my bladder, letting shit flow through my rectum. There was no lock on the door, so Joey decided, you know, just busts through the door and then just takes a picture of me while I'm defenseless and vulnerable.
Yeah, I did see the picture of Armand shitting. I forgot where we were at.
I saw it.
Small as the venue was, the New Scotland Yard pub, it got pretty damn crazy. So there's a bunch of people pitting, you know, Kyle was on the vocals just saying, alright, I want to see everybody fucking pit. So everyone did. And then people fell into the amps and shit, into the drums, all the equipment.
The pickup gnarly, and fucking somebody knocked over Kyle, and he hit the amp, and the amp like unplugged a little bit, and then I had Mario plug it back in, and I forgot to like turn the amp off first, so when it like plugged back in, and then I went to play, when it like the power went through, it just shorted out.
So what they just had to do earlier was go to Guitar Center and get a new amp, and I think they picked up a combo amp or something, so that's what we're going to be using. The next show that we're heading to is in Fresno.
The Fresno show was pretty wonderful, actually. They were super good to us. They gave us a free place to stay. And Franco was a really nice guy.
Franco is an amazing individual. He runs Destructive Productions and also has a venue called Destructive Warehouse.
So far, that's been my favorite show. It was fun. I got to talk to the owners, and I made a lot of friends. So I like that one. It was cool, but it was really hot, and I should have brought a fucking, what is it called? One of those yoga mats, because I was just sleeping on the bare ground. That was uncomfortable. I didn't really sleep.
It was interesting that the entire like party or after party, whatever you want to call it, that went on till just about 1 or 2 in the morning.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think that definitely gave it the whole like after party vibe, and it's also really cool that it gave Chris a chance to kind of like do vocals with some people he'd never met.
So I walked in on just random people jamming, the Fresno locals, and I was getting into it and whatnot, right? So then whoever was singing put down the microphone. I just thought, oh shit, I'm gonna pick that up.
I didn't know that was like a random jam session they were doing. I was like, damn, how does he know the words of the song? I wanna hop up and scream.
The show tonight was fucking amazing.
I love it.
Oh yes, that was cool. A new band was made that day. They all live far apart, so that's the only time. If you were there that night, that was magic.
Glad there's just good vibes everywhere. Good vibes everywhere with the promoter, the venue, the people of Fresno, our debut of Fresno.
He knows how to take care of the bands that he books, especially touring bands. He housed Split Image and Psycho Mantis.
We're definitely going to be coming back here because this place is the shit. Like, not only did this guy, you know, let us play, he has no idea who we are, and then at the same time offered to help us with gas money. But the biggest thing of all, he provided lodging. This guy is he knows what the fuck is up. Trying to keep the community together, keep it going. There's everyone here, there's nothing but positive vibes.
It's always fun to play, no doubt. But it was like it was kind of weird, just cause like they brought out like this monitor for our set for like the mics, which they didn't have for previous bands, and like almost the entire time it was just feedbacking, and on top of that, like there was maybe the other vendors or just whoever it was, they were playing music while we were playing.
And everybody was like skating like right where I'm standing.
Yeah, everyone was everyone was skating,
guys.
so like people weren't really like.
Which like I get it, it's like a skating event, so I can't be too mad. This show is also cool because like Steve Caballero of the original Bones Brigade is playing tonight. In his band, he's over at the merch booth, and me and Christian got a picture with him. So my favorite show of the tour was Vegas. My second favorite was probably the Colony. And that place was just really chill and really cool and really DIY. And it was just good vibes. It was really cool. And their bathrooms were clean.
That's right.
Do you want a beer? Do we even have a beer to give him?
The Colony, that was great. It was great playing there. I wish we can go back someday, because I was kind of not feeling it because I've also had all my financial accounts hacked during that time. Yeah, it just kind of, my phone started acting up in Fresno. Then on the drive to Sacramento, that's when I noticed all these weird transactions for like $500 worth of dog food here, $400 of Uber Eats for some reason. Didn't take too long to get all my cards back. And Anderson, I went to the Wells Fargo and they got all that sorted out.
At Demented Designs, like I bought a whole bag of comics. I bought Night Shift by Stephen King, like a collectible Spider-Man car, but it's like the cover of the Punisher, like aiming a rifle at him. I bought some patches, I bought some stickers, like I spent like $70 there. Every time I look somewhere, like I see something else that's cool. They got The Hobbit and Silmarillion, and then they got the Exorcist.
The only downside with staying at hotels night after night, it's just the cost. Everyone took turns at getting a hotel or chip in on a hotel afterwards.
Don't you wanna come to my slumber party Friday night?
But sometimes we had to sleep on the floor, and we'd also rotate who gets to sleep on the bed just because we had so many nights on the road.
They're all gonna die anyways. Their lungs are not hot, fully grown due to smoking lots of cigarettes.
It beats sleeping inside of a vehicle. Don't really have super high standards when it comes to lodging and whatnot.
Staying in hotels isn't that bad. I think you get used to it. The only thing that sucks is like the water pressure. Like in the shower, it's atrocious. It's bullshit.
Sleep, just not having sleep. We're tired, we play show, we get to the room, and then we stay up and drink and not go to bed like we should.
I think the only downside is that it costs money. Originally, we're supposed to stay at like KOAs and other roadside stops. I think that would have been worse. It's the summer, so I think it was much better being at a hotel. And a lot of the places we stayed at weren't sketchy, so it's all right. Yeah, wish it was free.
We actually stayed at a lot of family and friends' houses.
So we have an interview to do with, I think, a magazine called Hard Rock Italy. We weren't able to do it yet because we're on tour. It's due today. And it's due today. It's August 31st. They were ready for them. Yeah, it's due for them. So, yeah, we need to finish.
I mean, if you start doing it now, probably.
It's like also the same answer I did on one of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, actually, we finished it while we were driving to Portland on the way there. It was funny.
Going to Portland for the first time, I never thought that I would be so mesmerized by how the environment looks in that city. It's a beautiful city, though. I love everything about it.
I have a blue lighter.
My comics. The whole time we were on tour, I was kind of like looking out for like comic stores, toy stores, and arcades, because that's like the three things that I really give a fuck about. We're gonna go look at toys because we're grown men.
Like a Toys R Us?
Yeah, what kind of toys?
Like what kind of toy store?
Adult Chuck E. Cheese. Toys R Us is dead.
Yeah, so like,
all toys are adult toys, bruh.
We went to like 2 record places and then like a toy store and like a bookstore, but they're all like really cool. Like I really didn't get much.
We weren't trying to buy records because then we have to take care of records.
Every time we go to a CD place or a record store, like the CDs that I want, they never have.
In Portland, we went to a sick ass toy store that reminded me of like the Foot Clan's hideout in the Ninja Turtles movie. And he had like these old Lord of the Rings action figures from like when the movies were coming out like 20 years ago. And I already have a collection of those, and he had like characters I'd never even fucking seen before, like Sauron and the Witch King of Angmar.
Meanwhile, Jared waited to pick up his guitar.
So when Psycho Mantis was out looking at records and toy stores, we were waiting for Jared's friend to come by and drop off the first guitar he ever learned on.
The sentimental value, as far as, it was just my Uncle Will had bought a guitar and he took it to a local luthier at the time named Steve Sost. It's a pretty complicated guitar. It's got a coil tap and a preamp. This is like a coil configuration. It does all sorts of crazy shit. And it actually does have like a DiMarzio prototype pickup in the bridge that was never made, called the Dominator. And it was completely refretted. It's got a new bridge on it. It's just better than the last time I saw it. That guitar, it's from 1965. It was made in a complete different era where quality and how the guitar construction was completely different. It isn't made in USA, and it's worth thousands.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to Seattle, where all your hopes and dreams come true. Yeah. We were in Seattle at a barcade. I actually don't remember the name. What name is this place, Joey?
Ray Gun Lounge.
Ray Gun Lounge.
Ray Gun Smash.
Ray Gun Lounge in Seattle. Enjoying ourselves. Came out a bit early before the show. Just hanging out. Had a beer at one of the bars. And we're chilling.
My mom had wanted me to get her a magnet for each state that we went to. In Seattle, we woke up after like a night of partying, and we were all like kind of hungover. And I was like, I need to get a magnet for my mom before we head back to Chehalis. And we were like, all right, where's a gift shop? And I was like looking at all the magnets, and there's ones of like Mount Rainier, and then there's ones of like the Space Needle. And then I found one that was both. And I just like looked around, and I turned to Armand, and I'm like, I could probably, and he was like, yep. And he started walking towards the door, and I just put it in my pocket, and we just walked out. And then on the way out, we asked like a couple if they could take a picture of us in front of the Space Needle. And we got like a picture real quick, and then we got back in the van and took off and didn't have to pay shit for going to the Space Needle or any of that.
Last night, that was a lot of fun at the No Fun Bar in Portland.
I liked how you like talked to the guy to get our logos up on the screen. That was sick. Yeah. That was like the only other night that we had like our name behind us while we played.
The stage was small. I couldn't move. If I moved, I would be inside Mario. And if I went the other way, I'd be inside Kyle. And if I went the other way, I'd be inside the bathroom. So it was just, I was just in one spot. But it was still fun, you know? Demented Designs place. That place was also real cool. It was very intimate because there was nobody there. It was just like us, like the other band that played, and like a couple other, like 2 people, I'm assuming, that were there for like the other band. No matter what, it's always fun to just play. Especially if you got your buddies there just doing stupid shit, you know, that makes all the difference.
It doesn't matter if there's people there or not, as long as you're playing your heart out. I mean, you are doing what you love to do, which is performing.
Well, it sucks as no one's there, but you still play as if there's people there. And lucky for us, one of the bands stuck around the entire time, so that was a big morale booster. Just so it's not just us and the venue owner. I think it was actually pretty fun. That was like the most fun I think everyone had, I assume. Yeah. I did anyway. Because you get to clown around and not be too serious.
We had a lot more space, so I was like running around and pretending to jack people off. But one time, while we were doing that one, I started jacking Joey off. And then like he even like...
I feigned coming.
Yeah, he came.
Came so hard?
Made him come.
Show we played last night was really cool, Lucky Liquors.
Lucky Liquor Show, that was cool. There's some familiar faces from around town here that were up there, just there for the time, I think. Yeah, that was not much to say about that. It was cool. City part, I didn't really like the city because it's a city, but like Centralia and Chehalis, I like those places. Like it's a little like wooded town in the back of nowhere.
We are in Centralia, Washington at Lake Marsh.
Well, for me, it wasn't just playing there for the first time; it was experiencing it for the first time too. So. It was sick. It was fun. Like, I liked all 3 of those venues a lot. The dudes in Contact were super chill.
I was connected with Chris because he reached out to me after Sabian reached out to me, and Sabian was part of Chris's old band DVT. Heard about the Psycho Image tour, and Sabian knew that like I could connect them with a couple venues around here. So the Portland, Seattle, and Chehalis dates that are part of the Psycho Image tour are all booked by me.
And then letting you stay at their place for 3 days the whole time you're there?
Yeah, us and Split Image.
Wow!
I mean, not only are they extremely badass, hilarious, appreciative, and all that stuff, but you know, it's just been a blast like hanging out with everybody, and like first time that I've had you know, 10 people that are all extremely talented, you know, just all hanging out at the house at the same time, and like, yeah, this weekend's been radical as hell.
This house is old. This is actually someone's house.
I mean, a long time ago it was.
It used to be at one point, but now it is not. What say you, Garrett?
This used to be the house of Boris, the Boris house. Before Fort Boris, there was a house of Boris.
No. Now the Boris is gone, but the house remains.
Yeah, it's green moss here, like
So they don't
Spanish
see in
moss.
California.
Oh fuck, it fell off. But this is my favorite stick. I wish we had this.
This is the kind of place I like to take pictures with my camera. Unfortunately, I didn't bring the battery to my camera, so no pictures.
It's a really beautiful site. You don't really get to see this from where we're from in the IEA. So just taking everything in. That's one of the best parts about tours, this whole thing.
But I'm excited for tonight's show. Someone said that it's going to be like one of the bigger shows that we played so far. So I'm excited for that and see what people we do there.
Those guys actually helped us book 3 shows in the Pacific Northwest, and he also lodged us, which I'm so fucking grateful for. Those guys are so cool. Nick, Garrett, Thorne, Sage, the whole crew.
The show's been excellent. It's the first time we actually, Contact has played in Portland and Seattle, but yeah, they've been fantastic. I mean, like, good turnouts, like, excellent hosts, really, really cool venues. Definitely going back to all these places.
Oh, that was cool. It's like there's a lot of music history up there. Like you got you got grunge coming out. There's a lot of crust bands, melodic black metal type stuff that were coming out. So that was exciting. That was cool.
Contact are awesome dudes to party with, play shows with, man. This is a killer run.
Most of our break days were on the second half of the tour. So opposed to like the first half of the tour, us being like playing a show, party, go to sleep, go to the next show, party, sleep, go to the next show. Like the second half, there was more days in between, so it was just like driving, hang out for a bit, driving.
All of the drives into the Pacific Northwest were like a treat. Like it was nice. There's always like something cool to look at, whether it was like homeless people fighting or like trees.
It just dragged out a bit. At that point too, we're just exhausted. Still having fun.
Like a few months ago that we had started asking the questions like, did Kyle not want to make this whole tour? He had been expressing some concerns to me.
It's a monetary issue with him. He has to leave the tour so he can go back home and make enough money at his job to pay his rent.
Yeah, it's kind of a bittersweet thing, man. It's been a rough month for me, man. I got my bros to keep me up. Got my bros to uplift me. Got my brothers.
We're gonna have our buddy John from Brain Eater. He plays bass and does vocals.
Today I will be filling in on vocals for my boy Kyle.
He's gonna come fill in for our shows in Vegas and Phoenix.
I think he's gonna do just fine. I think he just needs to be wary about some of our sleeping habits.
I was telling Kyle too, like as he was living, like, you know, you have your own charm, you know, to it, and he has his own style to it, and that's part of Psycho, you know.
Kyle's a very improvisational vocalist. He likes to kind of just do his own thing. Like, he doesn't even really go with the recording a lot of the time. And Joni was very much more like, I'm going to do it how it's recorded. But he ended up just kind of improvising anyway.
So yeah, we're here in Vegas now, and the opener's on, and yeah, we're about to get over there and check out the rest of their set.
In Vegas, I went to a Cash for Gold and I looked for our old DV t-shirts that we left there in 2016. A couple were still there, so we bought them.
My favorite show of the tour was Vegas, and that was the first one with Joni. That was the only show of the tour we got an encore. Yeah. That was one of our old songs. So like, when we released our first EP, the self-titled one, we were a 3-piece, and it was me, Mario, and our friend Jacob Reynolds, who was also the drummer in Brain Eater at the time. And he was at that show in Vegas. And so when we started the tour, we're like, all right, if we get an encore, we'll play this specific song. And then that night we were like, no, let's play one of the ones that Jacob was on. And so Joni was like, oh, we're going to play this song. And then we're like, hey, we're actually playing this other song. And he was like, oh, fuck me, I guess we're playing this other song. And then we played it for Jacob. Phoenix was wild. Like, the weather there, like that night that we were there, it was crazy. It was like a sandstorm and a lightning storm at the same time.
The last show felt bittersweet, but also gratifying.
It was a great show. It was fun. If anything, it was anticlimactic.
Tonight we are playing the last show of the tour in Phoenix, Arizona, at a bar called the Blooze Bar. As you see, it's storming out, which I don't know. Could be a bad omen, you never know. It's the last night of the tour because we have gnarly fires back home.
The last show in Phoenix, I was like, it's alright. I wish it wasn't the last show, because our actual last show was canceled.
We were expecting, to have another show after that. And that was supposed to be like a big show, especially with, it was going to be in our hometown. And those always pop off. But with the fires,
just money started to run out, and fucking, it was time to wrap it up. It's been fun. It's been a great time. But being away from home for this long, and just stuck in a van with 3 other dudes the whole time, it's been fun. But I'm looking forward to sleeping in my own bed and jacking off.
Say my name, cause I need you down in my bed. I don't know, but I need you around. All I really know is we will make it work somehow. Say my name, cause I need it now. Say my name, cause I need it loud. I don't care to wait it out, I need you around. I just know we are made to fit somehow. I know I do. All I really want is no one else. All I really need is no one else. Don't you see? All I really need is to feel. All I really want is no one else. We're better now.
The advice that I would give to individuals going on tour for the first time is
just do it. Just do it. It's scary. It doesn't seem feasible. It really doesn't. You could do it. Like I feel like I would have never imagined I'd be able to get this opportunity.
Maybe in the future, Corpus will go on tour, hopefully.
save twice as much money as you think you're gonna need, maybe even 3 times.
Oh, some advice: do your research. There's a lot of information out on the internet, like in YouTube videos and Reddit posts. They're actually not full of shit. You should listen to those.
Figure out where you're gonna stay for each date beforehand.
It's probably gonna be shit on your first tour. I'll just say like 80% chance it's gonna be like shit.
So you're not just like, what are we doing tonight? Where are we gonna sleep? And then end up having to fucking sleep in a van or something.
You're all gonna get on each other's nerves. If you're already if it's already happening right now, it's gonna be like blown up to like 100% after when you're on the road, because you're actually living with these people. Especially since you're in that enclosed little van or whatever, and you have to smell each other's farts and shit for like hours at a time. The little quirks that people do, then you're gonna find out the quirks that you do, and you'll be like, oh, I do that. Wow, that sucks.
I would double check promoters. I would make sure that you're actually working with somebody who's gonna take it seriously and promote the show and not gonna rip you off. Always watch your gear, and if you can, try to share gear if you're going on the road with another band. Because that ended up saving us so much time and effort and stuff between for setting up, and yeah, the sooner you set up, the longer you could play. So yeah, if I think of anything else, I'll let you know.
Well, number one, remember that you're going on tour to have pure fun.
Oh, accomplished. No, I actually did it a second time, more fully this time, and to people. This time, our first tour, there was like nobody, except on our first DVT tour, the only show that had people was our Dallas show, and that's it. Technically New York, but that was for a different band that was on tour with us. So this one was success.
Sure, some hard work, having nights where you can't sleep at all because maybe you're just not comfortable in the environment that you're at, or maybe you've taking a little too many shifts on driving, or just didn't get enough rest. Just remember to always fucking have fun.
The upside is that you get to leave your little cave at home and see the world, essentially. And your band name gets out there, even if it's just like the sound guy that likes you guys will check you out.
I didn't want to get off of the road. I'm like, I need to get back on the road. Like, fuck sitting at home. I wanted to keep going. Like I was like, let's add some dates to this shit. Let's keep going.
Just plan it accordingly and reach out. And don't be afraid to reach out to others, because there's people out there that understand and they want to help. They want to build you just as we should all be building each other. We're all the same. Where everyone's just trying to get out there and make music, have fun, and no matter where it is, like, there seems to always be like a little scene that's going on,
Shout out to Solaris. We're headlining the show with Druid and Meatbird and Ancient Enemy. It's our last show for probably the rest of the year because young Jullian's having a baby over here.
Yeah, we're really happy to see fucking 2 of our local homie bands, Psycho Mantis, Split Image, go on a fucking tour and just make it happen, dude. I'm sure there's a lot of long nights, a lot of driving, a lot of booze involved, a lot of good times. But, yeah, really sick to see you guys make it happen, dude. And fucking, it's inspiring to see. It's something we fucking want to do ourselves. So, huge shout out to you guys, man. Cheers.
Behind the mask.